Hey friends, this is Shira and welcome to the What She Making podcast. So maybe this is you. Maybe there is someone you know who is like this. But I know a couple of people in my life who may, attempt to paint or just come up with these brilliant ways to, let's say, meal plan for their family. Will do all kinds of financial acrobatics to make things happen in their life or in their families, who in a pinch come up with these really great ideas that work. But they also happen to be people who are just so ready to say, oh, I'm not creative. And I know that I've alluded to this in my last couple of podcasts about I do not like this whole, I don't like the term non-creative. I'm not comfortable with considering people to not be creative in any capacity. And so it burns my biscuits when I hear someone say this, because it's usually on the tail end of, oh, Shira, you did XYZ. You're so creative. I could never do that. I'm not creative. Or how did you come up with fill in the blank here? I could never do that. Therefore, I'm not creative. And the reason I want to dig into this is because numero uno, we have got to stop with the comparison. That's just across the board, up and down, every walk of life, whether it comes to creativity or bodies or finances or just whatever the thing is. Let's stop comparing. You are one unique individual, and therefore you're going to have your unique look, take, flavor, what have you. So let's stop right there with comparing. But also, so many times, these friends, a lot of times, female friends, they come to these conclusions because they are not creative in a certain way. So it goes beyond, I'm not creative like my friend Shira, or, whatever your friend name is, Taquisha. I'm not creative like her, Jane, Martha Stewart. But because I'm not creative like that person, then I am not creative. Or because I am not a painter, then I am not creative. Or because I am not a sculptor, a potter, then I am not creative. I have real issue with that because, like I said in the beginning, and maybe this is you, maybe this is somebody you know, we all have that spark of creativity within us. And what I believe is that it just manifests in different ways. So maybe it manifests for me in how I'm crafty, how I like to make things, how I like to sew, but maybe it manifests in my friends or someone else in my life, or even you, in how you put your meals together, how you can pour the perfect candle, how you can do some seriously scheduling acrobatics. And I think the problem with us not really acknowledging that part of ourselves that are unique and differently creative from the next person. The true problem is that you cut yourself off from the vast variety of ideas and really that acknowledgement of can do. I'm a creative person, therefore I can do XYZ. When you just cut yourself off at the knees and declare yourself uncreative, then a lot of times you don't look to problem solve in many different ways. You don't acknowledge your ideas. You don't even see yourself fully because you are denying something that is an absolute birthright. Yes, I said it. Your creativity is a birthright. I need y'all to stop declaring yourselves as uncreative. Oh, I'm not a creative. I think what your rephrase could be is, I'm not creative in that way that you are, yet I admire that in you. Because I think maybe sometimes we're trying to pay each other a compliment by downplaying ourselves or a really important part of ourselves, that being the creativity. We try to downplay ourselves in order to acknowledge how much we admire the creativity in someone else. You don't have to do that, friend. You do not have to do that. If nobody told you, I am giving you permission right now to acknowledge the creativity in someone else without denouncing the creativity within yourself. Go ahead. I'll let you. If you needed permission today to do that, then you have got it. You got it. You got it. It's okay to acknowledge the creativity in someone else while you acknowledge that you too have sparks of creativity within yourself. Now, I think the part 2 of that is maybe you aspire to be creative in a different way. Fam, I'm all for that. I 100% try that myself. It's like, you know what? I'm good at these 3 things. I am bad at these 2. These are the 2 that I want to challenge myself with. Why? Because they help me problem solve the stuff that I am good at. I think we get caught up a lot of times in wanting to be better at a particular task, but also just not acknowledging how being terribly bad at something that you try really does benefit you in something that comes more natural to you. So make a bad art project, paint a bad painting, do a terrible embroidery. Yes, I'm going to bring that up again. Yes, I've mentioned it before. Yes, it's still terrible. I am still not good at it. But that unlocks this place that allows my creative brain to problem solve, to actually come up with different ways of doing things in other areas. It's just like, oh, I got you. It's just like this fad. I don't know if it was fad. I don't know if it still happens, but there's this phenomena of football players being sent to dance class, particularly ballet. Why would you send this big hunking, lugging individual hulked out to something that is meant to be so delicate and so graceful and petite? Why would you do that? What is the point of doing that? It's that exact thing. It is this, even though we know you're going to be terrible at it. We know you are not about to be principal dancer for anybody's ballet company. We know that already. But you are still benefiting from that that lesson, that attempt is still beneficial for you. And it does not make, and here's the thing, guys, no football player is going into those classes going, I'm so bad, I'm a terrible athlete. It actually makes them better athletes. And that's why it was a thing. Maybe it still is. If you play football, let me know. It actually contributes to your athleticism, to their athleticism, to take something to make their brains work and their bodies work in a different way. It enhances those other parts that they are good at. Same thing for your creativity. I don't care if you are not a good painter, you're not good at drawing, you are a terrible embroiderer. Yes, I'm still talking about it. I don't care if, like, you know what? I cannot, like, make a pot stand up on this pottery wheel for nothing. Like, it's just not working. Great. Hopefully, the problem solving part of your brain is getting exercise, is getting a little workout there, so that when you get to something that you are good at, you can do it a little bit better. So please, 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 my friends, stop calling yourselves non-creatives. Don't you do it anymore. You may not be creative in the way that you want to be, or even in the way that you think you should be, but start recognizing the places in your life where you are absolutely 100% a creative person. And for everything else, consider it practice and good exercise for your creative brain. Have a good one.